Instead of reviewing a movie today, I'm actually going to review a trailer. I've never done it before, and I feel like that there's nothing worth talking about this trailer. But the problem is, I actually want to talk about this trailer. The trailer in question is Dumbo. It's a remake of the original from 1941, which has a bit of a special soft spot in my heart, mostly because it's one of my personal favorites. This is actually another one of those Disney remakes that pretty much has a positive, negative spin on it. And I say that because I'm not a big fan of the Disney remakes. This film is directed by Tim Burton, who has made some amazing films, and I do actually enjoy very well. Speaking of that, I actually feel like I should do something else. Instead of reviewing some more of this trailer right now, I'm actually going to do something special, especially with all these Disney remakes. I'm actually going to call it the Disney Spectrum of Judgment. Basically, I'm actually going to categorize it into three sections. The first one, of course, is Heaven, where all the good films are. The bottom one is Hell, where pretty much all the bad films will be. And the middle will be known as Purgatory, which is sort of half good, half bad. In other words, the universal standard of the word is meh. What the hell are you doing here? No, you should not even be along here. You should be in hell. Actually, tell a lie, you shouldn't be in hell. You should be in a dumpster. Maybe we should throw that dumpster out of the way. Maybe into the pits of hell while with you still in it as I sit on my throne enjoying the mayhem. Sorry about that, got a bit weird there. Anyway, the films I'm not going to talk about here are Maleficent and The Sorcerer's Apprentice for two very good reasons. One, start with Maleficent, it's pretty much a reboot of, well, I say reboot, a remake of. No, actually, I was right. Reboot was more the actual word. It was technically an origin story of Maleficent, which is understandably a good film, but the problem is they still branded it as a remake, not a reboot. I would have branded it as a reboot since that's what it technically is. And then the other one is The Sorcerer's Apprentice. It's basically a spin off of the Fantasia film's entitlement, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Basically, if you've never seen Fantasia or The Sorcerer's Apprentice, the Disney one, the good one, then pretty much this is not much of it. Anyway, that being said, let's actually get with the spectrum, shall we? First one on the list is Beauty and the Beast. Well, let's start with this one, shall we? It's good. It's very good. It's antagonizingly enjoyable. Didn't like the ending. Not the fact that Beast got transformed back into human. That's all right. That stayed in the film. It's the witch's involvement in the end of it. She has that glazed look in her eyes that actually says, "What did you do?" Don't know what I'm on about. Watch the film. She actually has a glazed look in her eyes saying, "What did you do to the beast?" Or the prince, I should say. It's really annoying. So that's why it's in purgatory. Second on the list is Cinderella. The problem is this, again, alright film. And that's where it ends. Alright. I would have put it in hell because everything about this film is too predictable, but unfortunately she dropped the glass slipper, went back in to get it, and the door slammed behind her, so she's stuck in purgatory. Joy of joys. Well, anyway, now next one is The Jungle Book. Jungle Book is a good film. I mean, I'm actually saying that as a promise. It is literally the best of the films involved in this list. Everything about it has positive output, positive enjoyment, and I can't think of anything that flaws the film because it is a good film. It goes into heaven. Next one on our list is the Tim Burton film, Alice in Wonderland. Now, the problem is, Alice in Wonderland did things right. It had like a positive environment, positive character designs, positive everything. Acting was the bad side to it. The problem is with the acting is that it was so dull and wooden, it made me actually think I was watching a children's play. And I say that not as a like a snarky remark, I actually say that as an honest impactfulness. I know that's not a word, but I don't care. So in purgatory it shall go. Hell's looking a bit empty right there. Well, hang on, we got one more film here, and oh, it's this film 101 Dalmatians, starring Glenn Close. Now, I feel that Glenn Close is a great actress. I'm not actually disapproving here on this. I'm just disapproving on the fact that this film was absolute garbage. Trust me, there's nothing good about this film. Its enjoyableness is at a whole time zero. Actually, zero is giving it too much credit. It's more like negative 1,000, if you ask me. It belongs in hell. It deserves to be in hell. I wouldn't watch it again, even if it was the last film on Earth. Well, that being said, let's actually talk about the Dumbo trailer, shall we? First off, obviously, I can say about this Dumbo trailer is that they give away a lot of the film in the trailer, which is a bit annoying. But other than that, it actually gives the moments that were iconic to the Dumbo film. If you've not seen the original, watch the Dumbo film, then watch this trailer. You'll see what I mean. There are some positives and negatives on this film that I feel like are quite different. Some of them are like the fact that instead of obviously Dumbo's companion being Timothy the Mouse, Timothy Q Mouse, I should actually get his name fully right, has actually got a cameo in the film, and it actually gets shown in the trailer. There he is, right there. Look at that. Oh! It's a good nod to the fact that it actually is showing it to be a remake in a way, but obviously things like that do change because obviously with the fact that they've got human actors involved in it, it does mean that Timothy Q Mouse's role as Guardian is sort of diminished, if you will. But hey ho, who knows? Maybe one of the little characters involved in this, the two children, I should say, that are constantly with Dumbo, might have the nickname Mouse. I know it doesn't get said because none of their names actually do get mentioned. This is actually quite interesting because I have no idea who these people are. And I've actually tried to look up research for who these actresses and actors are. I got nothing. The kids actually have no names. That's a shocker, isn't it? Obviously, it's still early stages of this film, and obviously there'll be more names mentioned. Probably due to my editing skills, I might actually put these names down as I'm editing this. Oh, look, there they are. Next one. Obviously, the fact is that the positives on this do come in the fact that of the humans involved, and I say that in a nice way because unlike the original, where obviously you saw the results of these humans being humans, you actually see these humans in action, and obviously you can actually see what they can do. One of the humans in question is Michael Keaton, by the way. He has worked in Tim Burton films before. Batman is one of them. And obviously, with the fact of that Michael Keaton is involved, it does mean that he can be an utter arsehole. I'm not saying that he is an arsehole. I mean, in the film, he can be an arsehole because, hey, look, he was Bruce Wayne once. Arsehole. Anyway, moving on. Everything about this film actually does scream very enjoyable, especially with the fact that there is one scene that actually has Twitter all up in a blur, and that's the scene where Dumbo actually gets painted up as a clown. Even I will admit this is the saddest thing I've ever seen, and I feel absolutely, well, I won't go far to say mortified, but really upset because it actually is upsetting. I'm not saying don't watch it because of it. I'm just saying it will pull at your heartstrings, which for being Disney, they do really, really well. Other than that, there's nothing much I can say about it because it ends off with Dumbo on the podium being given the magic feather. Again, if you haven't seen it, watch the original. Watch the original. Anyway, where was I going with this one? Oh yeah. Overall, I cannot give this film an actual score, mostly because of two reasons. One, the film hasn't even come out, and two, for a trailer, I can't actually I can only give you my opinion on it. So that's where I'm going to go back with the judgments, the Disney judgment spectrum. I already got it wrong. Never mind. Who cares? Anyway, I would actually put it between heaven and purgatory because that's where it sort of feels like it belongs. But the fact is that I actually do feel like this film will do really well. I'm actually putting it in heaven. Most people might think that that's a bit too high for standards, and I will agree. But the thing is, I feel like this trailer has actually made a good impact. It hasn't been like, say, for example, Cinderella's trailer or Beauty and the Beast trailer, where it was like, hey, look, a Disney remake. What else is on telly? You see what I mean? That's what it did. This one, when it came on, it was like, oh, I gotta watch that. That looks good. And that's what it did. So there we go. Disney's Dumbo remake. What am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to wait for this film to come out. When's it come out? Oh, fuck.